Among the key moments during testimony in Ken Paxton's impeachment trial was the meeting a prosecution witness described where Paxton admitted having an affair.
So the witness, a former top aide in the Attorney General's office, said that explains some of Paxton's unusual behavior. But that witness testified the real cover-up happened when Paxton resumed the affair. And more details were revealed about what he and others told the FBI about Paxton's questionable dealings with an Austin businessman. Fox 4's Blake Hansen in studio tonight to take us through today's testimony. Blake.
Stephen, Heather, this was effectively the first full day of testimony, much of it centering around Paxton's former top deputies and what they witnessed on the job.
I was quite frankly sick of dealing with Nate Paul.
It was another one of Ken Paxton's former top deputies and whistleblowers taking the stand late Wednesday. Ryan Bangert talked of donating to Paxton's campaign before joining the office and being a fan of Paxton's work.
I believed in what he was doing. I believed his policies were the best for Texas. That's why I joined his office in 2019.
But Bangert says in 2020, Paxton began asking him to intervene in matters involving Paxton's friend and campaign donor, businessman Nate Paul. At the heart of prosecutors' case are accusations Paxton allowed Paul to use the AG's office to his benefit. Bangert says Paxton requested they intervene in an open records dispute, a dispute between Paul's businesses and a charity, and more.
Is that the third time you've now been asked within 6 months to review a matter that involved Nate Paul?
Yes, yes.
Right. So at this time, how would you characterize your feelings about whether or not the AG's office ought to be getting involved in anything that involved Nate Paul?
My feelings were that I was becoming increasingly concerned.
Bangert described unusual behavior when Paxton asked them to rewrite an opinion about foreclosures to do the opposite of staff's suggestion.
It was bizarre.
And why was it bizarre?
He was acting like a man with a gun to his head.
In what way?
Anxious, desperate, urging me to get this out as quickly as humanly possible.
Bangert described taking off one of his staffers' signatures and adding his own to the opinion for fear it would tarnish the young man's career.
I changed it to go out under my signature.
And why?
At the end of the process, I had become very alarmed by the Attorney General's behavior. I had promoted Ryan Vassar into that position myself, and I felt a degree of responsibility to him.
Before Bangert, we heard from former First Assistant Attorney General Jeff Mateer. He recalled in September 2020 how Paxton and his wife, State Senator Angela Paxton, called an emotional meeting with senior staff.
Mr. Paxton revealed that he had been engaged in an extramarital affair and asked for our forgiveness.
But then Mateer says he learned the affair had resumed. He and others alleging Paul manipulated Paxton for favors to help cover it up. On cross-examination, Paxton attorney Tony Busby and Mateer were heated at times. Busby sought to downplay Paul's influence over Paxton.
In 2018, what percentage Nate Paul's campaign contribution was with regard to the total amount raised by Ken Paxton?
Well, if your math is correct on this demonstrative, it's there, but I wouldn't have known that then, no.
0.37%.
Busby also directed questions about who knew what, when, about reporting Paxton to the FBI.
You were involved in staging a coup, weren't you?
Absolutely not.
You were staging a coup, weren't you?
Absolutely not.
The prosecution is not yet done with its questioning of Bangert, and he has yet to face cross-examination from the defense as well. Stephen, Heather.
All right, Blake, likely see you tomorrow and maybe the rest of the week. Thank you very much.